Coming to you from Switzerland, and we're visiting the Holz Bau factory.
Holz Bau.
That's what I said. And check this out, all wrapped up like a Christmas. Hey! This building doesn't look like much from the outside, but I'm telling you, when you walk inside, you're about to be blown away. This is one of the coolest buildings I have ever seen. Trust me on this, I'll meet you inside. Is this not one of the prettiest buildings you've ever seen? We're in that building that I showed on the outside just a second ago. This is the future office of Holz Bau, that builder that built those beautiful wood structures, and that's what this is right here. This is an all wood structure with a beautiful concrete core to serve as a staircase and a little bit of a mechanical core, but everything else is solid wood. So pretty. Architecture by Seiler Linhardt. And look at these finished walls. This inside wall you're seeing here, this is a fully sanded finished wall. They're done here. I'm not sure if they're going to put a finish or a sealer on it, but basically you're done. And what's behind that? 16 inches of solid wood. This is made up of a 2-panel system. They make them in 8-inch panels. Each panel, we figured out in the last video, is roughly R12, so that's an R24 solid timber wall. Oh man, it's so pretty. I'm sure you can't tell in the video, but it's just so smooth and so gorgeous. And what you're seeing above me, that's the finished ceiling as well. And what's below me is the same as what's above me. This is a 5-story building. And look at this floor system. I've never seen anything like this. It's a laminated truss that they build in their factory that uses, it looks like a 5/4 by 8 material that's in a sandwich where they've glued and screwed them together. And because you've got a grid in there, they're actually going to fill this with sand. Now, when they fill this floor system with sand, that's going to deaden the noise. You're not going to hear anything. It's also, of course, great on carbon. There's no reason to use concrete if you don't have to. It's going to deaden that noise beautifully. On top of the sand, they're going to run some heating tubes. They've got a junction right over here that I thought was really cool. They're using some Viga Pro Press, all stainless steel, and those heat tubes are going to come out probably in PEX. And then on top of that, I'm not sure how that's going to sandwich together, but there'll be a wood floor here. Hey, here's a mock-up of what that floor is going to look like at the other building we just came from. So check this out. This is a lightweight version of it, so if you're doing an older building, you can use this. It kind of looks like cat litter or diatomaceous earth or something. And this is probably what they're using on that building, a heavy weight, basically sand. And then on top of that, there's going to be an insulation board. This looks like a wood fiber board, a metal radiator panel that's going to have snap-in tubing. And then on top of that, 1 or 2 layers of some type of cement board. And then if you're in a retrofit situation, you could do basically the same thing with this. Very, very interesting. That's going to really deaden that sound between the floors on that building. All right, let's get back to the video. And then this ceiling above me is the same. This is really totally finished except for maybe what sealer goes on there. So you'll have this beautiful heated wood floor, and then ultimately your ceilings will be heated as well. So you'll have this beautiful radiant heat on both levels. I can imagine this is going to be an incredibly comfortable building. And then the concrete core in the center here, this was actually poured first, and all this was built prior to framing the building. They've sandblasted it to get this beautiful mottled finish on the outside. There's a little bit of air venting in there, and my guess is that's just bringing a little puff of air in, because as you can see, this is going to be a very airtight building. They've used all Siga tapes on the outside where the windows are punched through. And I don't know what the blower or test is going to be here. My guess is it's going to end up being very nearly passive house. Probably something like half an air change per hour at 50 pascals. Very, very tight building. And then they've got just a few punched openings to give this beautiful light through here. But think about that. If those are triple pane windows, they're probably, somewhere around R7 to R10. And then you've got this cross-laminated timber wall, which is probably around R24, we figured. It's actually going to be an incredibly energy efficient, incredibly beautiful, and incredibly healthy building. What a beautiful building. I've absolutely loved this tour. A couple of things to note. On the first floor, when you first walk in, I'd never seen a floor system like that either. It was laminated 2x8s vertically form the first floor, and then they're going to do something similar where they've got some radiant heating. And then underneath that in the basement looking up, you can see where they've ledgered those into the concrete foundation walls. Boy, that's awfully pretty down there. And then when you go up to the very top floor, they've got some clear story windows right in the kind of atrium space that's going to bathe that stairwell section, this concrete stairwell in light. Going to be an incredible building. I think they're still kind of debating between the architect and the builder and the contractor owner of the building about the exterior, but I understand it's going to be clad in wood on the outside with a rain screen system, and it'll probably have some kind of a stainless or a metal roof on the outside. What a building. I've never seen anything like this. These mass timber walls just have a quality to them that's unlike anything I've ever been in before. And these floor systems, so unique. Beautiful architecture, incredible construction. I'll have a link to both the architect and the builder slash manufacturer of these panels below. I'm not sure they ship outside of where we are here in Switzerland, but I'll tell you, this is just an absolutely incredible building. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned for more from Switzerland, guys. This tour has been hosted by my friends at SIGA. They have some beautiful buildings here, and there's a lot to learn for American builders for making a trip here. So I've really enjoyed it. Lots more to come. We'll see you next time on The Build Show.